Well, hello everybody. I'm very busy with work and I have other projects to do, but I must do this live. I seen the shenanigans a little over a month ago. I was blocked on Facebook, and of course that upset me. But it was one Jeremy Gibson, and what really caught my attention was you, friends and followers, sending me many of you sending many things, and one of them was an alarming post where, of course, Jeremy says Justin Trudeau killed his brother, that he has evidence and he's going to produce this. And of course, I know the tragic story of Justin Trudeau's brother, and there's absolutely no link of evidence. All the witnesses are accounted. The whole story's there. It's a tragic case of backcountry skiing in British Columbia, the most treacherous mountain ranges in all of North America. All of North America. And every year, many people die there. It's not something you would go to get a story like that on Justin Trudeau unless you're right off your rocker. And sadly, Jeremy is a very good manipulator. He got me. I mean, anyone can be taken. I've been taken in my life. I open my heart and my mind up to people. I always try my hardest to give people the benefit of the doubt. And it leaves you open. It leaves you open to that kind of BS, and especially Canada. And I'm sorry, as a lot of you know, I've traveled considerably all around the United States. I'm working on closing on half of the United States, and spending good time in all these different states, which are very different. And you know what I found is that Canada is much more treacherous to navigate. Touring Canada, living in the different provinces, different major cities, and what have you. Awful compared to. I can't even compare it. That's not even the right words. It's not even remotely comparable to how nice it is in the United States. Hope, messages all along all the interstates, backcountry. I did backcountry New York, for example, and of course New York City. Nothing I was ever raised in, or comparably to something like Toronto. And a lot of you know I lived amongst you for considerable amounts of time in major cities of the GTA, including Toronto. It's right there on Yonge Street for some time, too. Some harsh neighborhoods, really beautiful neighborhoods, but nonetheless, the amount of just wickedness, human travesty, human deterioration and condition. I hate to say that as a Canadian, but from what I've seen in the States, I was in old Philadelphia, old Detroit, all over places to say, oh, you better be careful, and nothing ever remotely was anything close that I've experienced in my own home country, Canada, just in the last 5 years. Not even comparable. The amount of con jobs, liars, wicked cheats and thieves, it goes on and on and on. People will lie to your face, tell you everything you want to hear, and they're the most despicable of human beings. And poor Jen, like so many Americans, and I've seen that. I've lived it. I've experienced it all over. Like I said, from one end of USA to the other, in all the extremes, Texas. I mean, there are some issues like anywhere, but realistically, the people are a lot better in America. And I hate to say that, but this is another example. And poor Jen, who is going to do a live with me, folks. We're going to do a live down the road. She's pretty tore up about it right now. She just wants to get her story out. She's drained, emotionally wrecked. If you haven't seen Jeremy's images on his page, I've blocked and deleted them. I've had enough. It just didn't end with that. Drugs, booze, all this. Oh, I'm 90 days. Other people are showing me videos where he sits there and you can see the beer bottle. He's getting drunk. It's like, man, you know, if you're that kind of person, leave good people alone. But then you got to wonder who who's paying these people, who's funding them. When you see the stars, the grifting, these are red flags for me, as a lot of you know. And I know I just had a long time friend and follower, a long time one right here in Alberta. He's messaging me right now, and it's popping up at the top, and he's going into a bunch. And, you know, I love you all. I hope you all know I'm not like that. Jen, it's a terrible story, and we are going to do the live. I know the background of it. She's a beautiful human being from one of my favorite U.S. states, Massachusetts, which codifies everything I wish to see happen for Canada. And of course, it was done even largely long before the United States became a country. And it's just a beautiful state that's grown. You'll find some of the best legal institutions, best political science institutions right there, not even just Boston, but throughout the state of Massachusetts. They have an incredible amount of growth and human transformation from the old world order. Everything Massachusetts is absolutely opposite to what Canada is, and it's really hard for me to see what happened to Jen on the financial side. The rest of it, like I said, I don't want to go into it because I want to let her have her stage. I'm just so unbelievably blown away by what she went through, what happened to her. Nothing cost me money. I've gotten a lot smarter with that, but it's funny how the same evil SOBs keep coming back, keep coming to try and mess me up. And yet you have to ask yourself, who's paying you? Which political parties? Who are you really in bed with? Because I don't trust any of these people. Why would you come to me if you're going to be posting pictures of yourself in full Nazi gear, taking known Italian woman who's a pretendian, wearing things when I do so much with First Peoples? Why would you even get involved with me if you were going to blow that up like you're going to blow up everybody like you're a nut job? I just don't understand people. Jeremy's never going to be able to go to the United States again. I don't know how stupid he is or mentally ill, if it's drugs or whatever. There's a lot of psychological problems there. What he did to Jen, I don't think Canadians realize that we're really small in the world, and as individuals, when we cross lines in the United States, there's a Canadian who's in a whole heap and pile of trouble, pretended to be a Jew, and there are high levels of law enforcement looking for him. And this is how you get on those lists. If Jeremy was looking to get on that kind of list, well, he's there. And I don't want nothing to do with any people like that, because it's like they've been hired almost to blow you up too, and blow up the work you're doing or screw you up. And I'm not a stranger to it, everybody. Like I said, it's happened to me many times. I don't allow the financial abuse anymore. And, you know, you have to open yourself up. That's politics. You have to allow people the rope. You know, I always look at the hang yourself. If you've shamed me, well, you did. I would hope that he would have at least the decency to erase me off the website, and I hope that's the case. Jen too, but I'm pretty sure I can get that done actually with Jen when the time's right. And I don't think he realizes just how much stroke the United States has. I don't know how you could be that much of a dillweed to begin with, or go out of your way to really just ruin somebody sweet, innocent, kind, giving. I just don't know why you would want to do that. Like, what's your goal? If it's to become registered on some most wanted list, I guess that's the way, by saying I'm a womanizing creep, liar, cheat, fraud, worst of the worst, typical Canadian piece of shit. And we have many folks. I think Canadians know that. Friends and followers know that. You've been watching as our politicians are corrupt and beyond repair. So is a lot of the population, and we're seeing that. So, you know, for Jen, I'm sorry that happened to you. It's wrong. everything about it was wrong. Don't feel bad. I'm middle-aged. I bought into his baloney too. And then there are freedom fighters who warned me. I know Elliot McDavid did too. He warned me about it. But, people got to let you see it for yourself. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. And of course, you get burnt. And Jen got really badly burnt too. And it ain't right, everybody. People shouldn't pretend to be something they're not. They shouldn't fraud people out of money. I don't stand for any of that. Anyone who knows me intimately, and I don't mean sexually, I mean intimately, firsthand, interpersonally. I'm definitely not about money or cheating people out of money or false pretenses. I do what I do. I do it largely for free. Everything I've done. I've only ever taken donations in a real election, in real law, and if you want to look at that, you'll find me in Alberta, registered. You don't see any hate on for me with Elections Alberta or anything else. I check my boxes. I do everything by the book, and I definitely don't go out to hurt Canadians or First Peoples. I'm definitely not racist. I don't know why these people keep coming. Well, I do know why. I shouldn't say that. I do know why. They're in bed with the establishment in some way. Somebody's got something on them or their glory, and they're looking to destroy you, discredit you, and see you not succeed in the things you're doing that are positives for all peoples. And I'm not going to stop. It's not going to end me. And I hope, Jen, take this time. I want you to take this time. Don't feel bad. What happened to you is wicked, wicked wrong. And it's, yeah, she's messaged me too, but I'm live. It's okay. I know she's hurt. She's drained. A lot of Canadians aren't this way, but our system, the one your country codified against, and everything that American is, does not exist in the same fashion in Canada. And, Americans will be beat down here, taken advantage of. I just worked with an American welder. He came up from the States, and he pulled a slip through our hall, came to work for us for a couple of weeks, and he was listening to me. And African descendancy, West Coast, Swahili Coast, and Zanzibar, all of that. That's his roots. But been an American for a lot of years, and of course came up here for us, and he has Canadian dual citizenship too. But he was telling me all these things and saying, yeah, some of his friends, once they get out of Canada into the States, go, oh man, it's worse in Canada. That's African Americans, those of African fresh descent becoming Americans. If they've come through the Canada way and spent time in Canada, they say, holy smokes. That was said to me, and you could believe it, and I think African Americans in the history and the civil rights abuses and then what it is today, you would have a much harder time in Canada. We completely do. All people are at that level. So I think African Americans can really appreciate that. I don't support any racism. Everybody should know that. If people go off their rocker on that, they come out like that, that's nothing of me, nothing I'm ever going to be. It's nothing I ever champion. I'm a fierce defender of human and civil rights for all peoples, and I give everybody the truth as it is. I will never support racism in any fashion like that. It's bad enough with the divine human beings that I desperately try to educate to so many. So that's my video. It sucks. I didn't want to have to do this. I could see the writing on the wall. I'm just so saddened for Jen. She didn't deserve that. A lot of money, a lot of time, energy, spiritual investment. Nobody deserves that, let alone somebody, a single mother, from the States coming across thinking somebody was something. Like, I am just so upset that happened. It's terrible. And like I said, I don't ever really want to see Jeremy again. I don't think it's a good idea for him to start shooting his way across Canada like he says. And if I was him, I would never, ever even think of crossing the border. But maybe he can't anyway, and it's a lot of people just like to blow up everybody's life. because their life is crap, or they're so degenerate that now they're going to blow everybody else up. And I officially renounce that guy. I have nothing to do with him. It's sad. It's unfortunate. It's happened to me many times. I'm human like everybody else. I always give people the chance. Media's jumped on that and always crucified me. But, you know, as anyone who knows me, again, intimately, not, I don't mean sexually, like all my brothers and sisters at work. One thing people say about me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I do try to always look at the best of the day, the best I can, even though you all see me on Facebook and it's always negative about the crown, but it's to teach. But in my real life, I'm a very positive, half glass full guy. I try to keep a smile on my face. I try to give as much as I can to everybody. And of course, you pay the piper for that. And I'm not, again, not a stranger to it. That's just who I am. And, you know, it's how I was raised. And you hope that people will come around. You hope people find faith in each other, love in each other, faith in a higher power, whatever that is for you, that's something better than what's imposed on us in our crummy system that makes people like Jeremy the way they are. And they're somehow proud of it, which it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And guess that's my video. That's my statement to everybody. Please get it out there. I've unfriended him, unfollowed him. I don't care what he does with his life. I just don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be tagged in any of his stuff. And I think as these weeks go on, I'm going to work with Jen. And I think Jeremy should look at wiping all his stuff clean, because there's a way to get at people. And I promise you, the States has a lot of stroke, and tit for tat, New Brunswick will fold like a paper airplane, and you'll be offline if you're going to be running the way you are in such a fraud, and you're going to run people along with you. Nobody wants that. So I'll work on that with Jen when the time comes. I have a major project right now, which I kind of find this timing all really funny. Like it's a plant, a bomb that's timed to blow when you get onto something major. And right now, everybody, I am on something major. And if anyone knows me, followed me a long time, when I do these things, we come out and it's a devastating blow. Not a lot of the time. Most times we fail, but this is one I feel really good about landing. And I just find the timing of this just too coincidental that it would go that way. And yeah, people are putting a whole bunch of stuff forward, eh? Yeah, I know. I'll read all the comments. Love you all. Thank you, everybody. Share, share, share. Get it out there. And I promise you, I will have Jen live. And you know what? When I do my next run through the States, I'm going to go out of my way to see Jen and stop by. I mean, nothing, you know, it's just because I feel so bad about it. And I know many Canadians are not that way. It's just we got an overwhelming amount per person per capita compared to what United States could ever produce. Like, I start really looking at stats, everybody, and I could go through a lot. Like, I know America, crime, like all politicians. You start looking at crime Canada, crime USA, you start to see that we're in worse shape. You start to look at poverty, we're in worse shape. I can show you so many stats. And like I said, I know with this year's illegals and what Jem was going through, and I'm going to look at all that this next trip through, which should be this fall. Knock on wood, as long as I get all my things that should be there by the government, my returns, I should be gone. But I'm going to play it safe, work hard, stock my money, and you know, we're going to see it. But I will go live with Jen, everybody. You're all going to hear her story when she's ready. She's just, you know, and you can imagine why, right? Like, what a low-life, dirty degenerate. And for Canadians, all of you who follow me, they're like that. I know there's still quite a few. Like, what are you thinking? Nothing we present is anywhere remotely to where you are. If that's you, or these crazy things that just bring you back to the crown, or you and you love your political parties and you're proud to blow it all up, hey, stick with that. Just leave the good alone. What's little left of it, leave it alone. Leave it. And maybe like I said, it's political. Maybe it's politicians who got dirt on these degenerates and say, hey, you do this for me and you're going to make some grifter money. I don't know. It's insane. It's cockamamie and, despicable. Despicable. What he did to Jen is just despicable. That's my video. Again, share. Get it out there, and me and Jen will do a live when she's ready. God bless everybody. And big message for all friends and followers. And there's lots. I see you there, Jonathan. I thank you for that today. But I can go through so many. I don't have permission to say the names. But over the last month, I've had tons. Suppose Carrie, I should mention Carrie. Carrie hit me with a lot that got me on it. Probably about 6 weeks ago. She's been a real good, out there seeking. I mean, you all are. And it's not just, those two I named. There's probably 7 more, but, I should really say, hey, do you mind, right, if I use your name? But I'm pretty sure Carrie and Jonathan are okay with that. So God bless everybody. Share. Get this out there. Don't let this guy get you. Don't get wrapped up in him. Bye now.